In this video, we are going to implement a simple navigation in Unity. We will have a couple of menus, few buttons, and we'll create a navigation between them. So when I will click on the specific button, I will go to the screen. For example, map select, I'm going to map selection. There is also back button to navigate me back. Okay, going back, then we have a settings screen, going to settings. Settings screen has audio settings, I will click audio settings, I'll go to audio screen. Back, and back will lead me back to the menu. So this will be the task for this video, implement and to teach you how to create a simple navigation. Let's get into it. To get the starting project, go to description of the video, click get a project, download and unzip the file, open Unity Hub, click add project and select the unzip folder, open it. In the project view, select scenes, double-click sample scene. Now you are ready for the video. First, let's talk about the scene setup so you have an idea how this is organized. We have here in hierarchy canvas. Canvas is screen space overlay. In the canvas we have a screens, which is the empty game object with this setup. Okay, so it's stretching, left, top, right, and bottom is 0, 0, 0. Then in the screens, we have screens. Okay, so we have a home screen, a settings screen, shop screen, credit screen, and audio screen. All of them are disabled. Only home screen is enabled currently. And home screen, you can see, is also stretching horizontally and vertically. And it has a source image, so there is this purple image, nothing is attached to it. And under the home screen, you have a navigation. There's these buttons here. You can see buttons have this navigation game object as a vertical layout group. So it's basically vertically aligning the children of this group. So of the buttons, you can see all the children. So they are aligned vertically and there is a spacing 20. And with the spacing, I can increase or decrease. And this is creating more spacing. And then we have the buttons. See all the buttons, and they are basically just button elements. You see on the right side, they have an image button, and that's entire setup. And now when I will disable home screen and enable settings screen, here my settings screen, then we have a shop screen, here's my shop screen, and so on and so on. So they are just empty screens, and I want to show you how to create a simple navigation between the screens. Okay, so let's enable home screen, and we can get into it. So we are going to create some code. Go to your project view on the bottom and go to your assets as you have a scenes. Right click here and create here a new folder, and let's call it scripts. Okay, in the scripts folder we are going to create a new script. So let's right click here, create and C# script, and let's call it ScreenManager. ScreenManager, like this. And straight away we are going to assign it to our screens game object. So to our screens we have here, which is our parent game object. We'll add here component and get here ScreenManager. Now you will click these three dots and you will edit script, and this will open your coding editor. It should open your coding editor. Mine is not opening for so. It's opening. Okay, it just takes time, I guess. Yeah, okay, here we are. Okay, so here is our basic ScreenManager. Extending mono behavior with a start update and all these things. We can just remove them. We don't really need them. Okay, so now we are going to create first, we are going to create references to all of our screens. So we'll create here serialized fields like this and private game object, and this will be references to our screen. So how many screens we have? We have a home screen, so m_home screen. All right, I'll just copy and paste it a few more times. All right, so what is the next screen? We have a settings screen, and what other screens we have? We have a shop screen, m_shop screen, and then we have credits screen, m_credits screen. Okay, and then we have an audio settings screen, m_audio settings screen, and also I didn't create it yet, but we should have also map selection screen. I will create it very shortly, okay? So also let's add it map selection screen. So m_map selection screen. Okay, let's save this now. Go back to Unity, and now we'll assign all the screens. You can see we have here a lot of non-game objects, so we need to assign this. So as you have a home screen, just drag it and drop it in the home screen. Now go with the settings screen, go drag and drop it here. Then go with the shop screen, drag and drop it here. Then you have a credit screen, drag and drop it here. Then you have audio settings screen. This is your audio screen. Drag and drop it here. And now the last one, map selection screen. You can see I don't have it. To be honest, I just forgot to create it because you can see we have here map select button, but we don't have this screen to navigate to. So what we are going to very quickly, I will just disable home screen for a second like this. So all the screens are disabled. I have here audio screen. So I will copy it, I duplicate it. So you can press Ctrl D or Command D or right click here and duplicate. All right, it will rename it to the map selection screen. Map selection screen. All right, I will enable it. It looks like this. This text in middle I will change, so I will open it, and here is the screen name text. Okay, I will just double click it, and here I will just select text input, and I will write here map selection. Okay, and I will change the background so it's different as it was before. So I will just select again map selection screen is the orange background. I will just go with this dark, darkish color like this. Okay. Okay, now we have this screen, so I can go to home screen and I will drag and not the home screen to screens, and I will drag and drop the map selection screen here. Okay, and I will disable map selection screen and I will let the home screen to be enabled. Okay, so now we have everything. All the screens are assigned. Perfect. So how we are going to approach this? We'll be doing the stack navigation. What is this? What is the stack navigation? I will first let me write it. I'll write here private stack type. Okay, I will be stacking navigation data. Actually, we don't have a navigation data type yet. You can just create a game objects like this. I will create a new type here. I will show you how it will look like. So we will create here, I think we'll go with a simple struct. So I'll write here public struct, and I will call it a navigation data. All right, and yeah, this will be different. I'll write here public string and screen name where I want to navigate to, and also we can send here data, but we don't need to really specify the data, but let's have it here for future. What is important in the navigation here in the struct navigation data is really screen name where you want to navigate to. Okay, so what I will going to do, I will go down here and I have a stack of navigation data rather like this, new stack of navigation data. So why I'm doing this structure? So stacks work like this. Stacks are added on, you can imagine it as added on top of each other. So our navigation data, it is simply just simple struct where we have a screen name, right? So there will be screen name. I will call it SN, screen name. And let's say I will be navigating to, let's say, a home screen. So just a home. Okay? So when I want to navigate to the home screen, I will push this struct into the stack. Okay? Home. And then I will read the stack and I will take the first item in it and I will navigate the screen. The home. Then let's say I want to navigate to, let's say, settings screen. So I will push on top of the stack, screen name SN, and I will go to settings. You see, I'm pushing it on top of the stack. This is my stack here. Okay, and I will read again stack, and I will check what is the first item in the stack, and I will navigate there to the settings. Then I will go, let's say, to the to audio. I will go screen name, and I will push here audio. I will read the stack. I will check the first item in the stack. It will be audio. I will navigate to audio. And now, when I want to go back to the previous screen, I simply just need to remove the item from the stack, and the stacks are removed from the top to bottom. So first item on the stack is removed. So this one here on top of the stack will be removed. This will be removed. When I want to go back, I will read the stack again, and what is on top of the stack? Settings, because we have impairs on the settings. So I will go to the settings screen. Okay, I will go again back with the back button. Let's say I will remove top of the stack. I will read the stack. And there is a home. I will go to home. So that's simply idea behind stack. Okay? Stack is stacking on top of each other. All right. Very, very simple. Okay. Then we will have a private variable. I can create it up here. I will keep the track of my current screen I'm navigating to. So private game object. And I will call it current screen. M_ current screen. And also I will create a dictionary which will be mapping the string, the basically screen name, to the actual object of the screen, so I can activate and deactivate it. So it will be simple dictionary private dictionary or map will be mapping the strings between the game objects like this. Okay, I don't want to call it screen dictionary. We'll just call it simply screens. Screens like this. And you can just simplify this of just writing in new. You don't need to do it this way, and also here just a new. Okay, so we have a screen stack. Actually, I want to call it screen stack as well. This I want to call rather navigation stack. Navigation stack. Okay, so now time for setup. So we will create here now void start. Void start. Okay. And in the start, we will take all the references to our screen we have assigned in Unity. So all of the game objects are references to the screens. We will assign them to the dictionary. Okay, so we'll go one by one. It's right here, this. Okay. And show screen, let's remove for now. So we'll be adding the home screen. Actually, I'll be not calling it home screen, setting screens, shop screen. I will just call it home. I will call this settings. I will call this shop. I will call it credits. I will call it audio settings and map selection. Okay, so all of these screens we have references to. We are adding dictionary, so we have a mapping between the name of the screen and the actual game object of the screen. Okay, and I will create a new method up here, public void, and we'll call it navigate to. Navigate to. You can see I'm using Copilot, and Copilot already offers me what I can actually write. It actually fills for me the code it thinks that I want to implement, and yeah, it's in most of the cases it's really right. And I would really suggest you to use the Copilot for coding because it really speeds up your development process rapidly. But in this case, I just want to go. Yeah, actually, I want to go like this, but I want to simplify this. I just want to push here like this. Navigation stack, I want to push the new item. Here, new navigation data. Screen name we are passing in the method, and data will be initially null because we don't know if we want to pass data, so we will just pass the null by default. Okay, so this will be our navigate to, and by the default we want to navigate to our home screen, so I will go navigate to, and we would like to go to home. Okay, so this will be our navigation method, and that's what I showed you when I was drawing on the screen, that we are pushing on top. That we have a home screen pushing on the top of the stack, then we have a setting screen, we are pushing on the top of the stack, and so on and so on. Okay, so this is navigate to, and then I will call here a callback method, which will be called whenever we will push something on the stack, we will call this callback method after, and it will be calling on stack changed. So right here, private void on stack changed, and you will see Copilot will already offers me what it thinks that I want to implement. And in this case, actually, I would like to go with my own implementation in this video. So first, I will check if the navigation stack, we have some items in navigation stack. So if m_navigation stack count is larger than 0, so we need to make sure that we need to execute the functionality only if we have something in the stack. So we have some items in the navigation stack. Then we will get top of the stack. Okay, so how can we get the top of the stack? Like this, var screen name, navigation stack, peak. This will get you the first item. This will get you top of the stack, and from this you will access the screen name. This will get you screen name, and we will check if in our dictionary we have such a screen. That's very important. So we will check if in our screens, I'm calling it screens. We should call it screens. So make sure up here you are calling it screens. And let's rename all of this here. Okay, so screens. So we will check if the screens contains key and screen name. Okay, and actually this part is okay. So that's how it looks. So if they contain a screen name, okay, then we can proceed. We will check if the current screen is not equal to the null. So if we have currently something displayed, if we are, for example, on the home screen, then we would like to disable the home screen, and we would like to enable the screen we are going to. So we are getting the name of the current screen from the dictionary, and we are setting it active to true. So we are disabling the last active screen, and we are enabling the new screen. That's on stack change. And whenever we navigate somewhere, we will call this method after we will push something to the stack. So on here, navigate to, we will call here on stack changed. to check the new changes. Okay, so now we will create a method to navigate back. So that here public void. Actually, let's see if the navigation stack count is larger than 1. Yeah, that's good. It should be correct. If we have some items navigation stack only, then we can go back if there are some screens already. So okay, then we are popping. So this is just remove the first item from the stack. So if you have some items, so you have a home, settings, and audio. What will pop do? Your navigation data, the first top of the stack will be removed. That's a pop. Okay, that's navigation back. Just remove first item and check the stack. That's basically the idea behind it. And yeah, I think we are ready with this. And yeah, let's try it out. But first, if we want to try it out, we need to have some. We need to call the functionality to navigate to, and this will be doing to our buttons. So let's take a look here. This will recompile, and we have here a couple of buttons. So each button should call this functionality navigate to. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a script that will be calling this method, and I will assign it to the button. So I will create a new script, new file. I will call it action button, button.cs. And here I'll create action button, so we need to write it completely. So public class action button will extend mono behavior by not getting here autocomplete, and we need to write here using Unity engine. Sometimes I'm not getting autocomplete, so I need to just close it and get back into it, and this will get the latest changes. And this will be just an abstract class, because this will be not actually mono behavior that I will be providing to all of my buttons, but I will create a separate button, navigation button, and I will create also a back button. And each of these buttons, it will have a separate different functionalities, but they will have share one common method. I will show you what I mean by that, but I'm still having the problems here to detect the mono behavior. Doesn't really matter. Let's write here now private button, not a action button, but button. I'm kind of worried that I'm getting autocomplete, because let me do it one more time. I'll just close it. I will wait here until my Unity recompile here. I'll go back to my coding editor after. Okay, let me try now. Action button. Okay, now it should be okay. So I'll create here a new private button, m_button. Make sure it's imported from Unity Engine UI. You're using Unity Engine UI. Okay, then we will create one protected variable field ScreenManager. So we'll have access to our ScreenManager, so we can call actually navigate to method. Then we'll create a start. All right, like this. So we have a button. It doesn't have to be protected actually, but just write here private for now, private void start. So we have a button. We'll get the access to the button. We'll add listener to the button. We can just call it onClick actually, onClick. And then we'll get access to a ScreenManager, so we will get find object of type. This onClick will provide here as the abstract method, public abstract void and onClick. So now each button that will be extending action button will need to implement onClick. Okay? And this script is action button, actually not this exactly one, but all of the script that will be extending the action button will be assigning to the buttons. So we'll also get the reference to the actual button component, and we'll be registering onClick event. Okay? Hopefully this is clear. Okay, so now we need to create two different types of buttons. We need to create a navigation button and back button. Let's do it like this. Create here a new file. Create here a navigation button.cs, and new script, new file, back button.cs. Let's go for a second to Unity, so let it recompile, and then we'll come with the implementation of this. We'll start with the back button because this will be very simple. So very back button. This will be public class back button extending what? Action button, and overriding the method onClick, and we'll be calling here the ScreenManager navigate back. So this will just this will pop the first item from the stack. Okay. Then very similarly, we will go with the public class navigation button. Again, this will be extending the action button. Don't forget for serialize field. Serialize field. I don't know why it's not importing for me. Let me quick fix, import Unity engine. Okay, so in this button, we'll be providing the name where we want to navigate to, where this button will navigate us, and it will be calling again, we'll be overriding the onClick, and then we will click the button, we will navigate to the screen name we have specified as a serialized field. Now let's see it in action. So we can save this, we can go to Unity, and to each button we can now assign a script. So let's go, open up on the left side in the hierarchy, open the home screen navigation, and here you have all of the buttons. So let's start with the map selection button, and go down here and click here add component, and find here navigation button. A navigation button has a screen name, so where you want to navigate to, and this should correspond then to your screen name in a ScreenManager, so as you called it here. So for example here, map selection. You can see that this should be called map selection where you want to navigate to, because this should be enabling map selection screen. So let's get back here, and here a screen name. Let's write here map selection. This button will navigate me to map selection. And let's continue like this. So we'll go settings, open here, create here add component, navigation button again, and this should go where? To settings. Okay, we'll go with the shop. Click here add component, navigation button. This should go where? To shop screen, so shop. Okay, we'll go to credits. Click here add component, navigation button. This will go to credits. All right, then exit button. Exit button actually we don't need. This should exit application, so we should create a separate some action button like exit button, and this should called application quit, but we are not going to do that right now. So exit button doesn't need to handle anything. Perfect. So now we have all these buttons. They should be correct, and I will go through the screens. Okay, so I will disable home screen, and I will go one by one. We'll go to the settings screen, and you will see each settings screen has a back button. So please select the back button in the hierarchy, and again add component, but this time back button. In a back button, you don't need to specify anything, because back button is just simply navigating back, so it doesn't need to screen name where to navigate to. But we have the audio screen, as you see here, and this should navigate to audio screen. So we'll select audio screen button, we'll add here component, navigation button again, and this should go to this screen here. We specified audio settings. So copy audio settings, and here screen name should be audio settings here. Now let's close this. We will close the settings screen up. We'll go to shop screen. Shop screen has only back button, so select the back button, add here component, back button. Okay, I'll disable it, and I will go to the credit screen. Again, just a back button. I'll select the back button, add component, and add here back button. And the last screen, I will unselect this. We have two more screens actually. Audio screen, so back button, select it, add component, back button. Okay, unselect audio screen again, and go to the last screen, finally, map selection screen, and here add component, and not actually here, select back button first, and then add here back button. Okay, hopefully everything is assigned correctly. We can unselect map selection screen, and we can test it out. So I'll only select the home screen, so that's our default screen. I will play the game, not the game, but our menu. So let's click here, this play button, and now we should be able to navigate to map selection. We are going to map selection. We can go back, settings. We are in settings. We can go to audio settings. We are audio screen. We can go back, and we are in the menu, shop screen, credit screen, back. And yeah, here you have it. Very simple navigation that works. Not many lines of code. Very simple implementation, and we can navigate between the screens. Okay, in later videos I will show you how different improvements, how to handle audio, for example. So you clicking on the button, you can also display some to play some sound and so on. But that should be it for this one. Hopefully everything works for you. Don't forget that this code is also in the GitHub. In the description you can get it. So that's gonna be it from this video. Have a nice day, evening, or morning. Cheers.